Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am here today with a makeup brush video. I decided that I wanted to show you guys some of my go-to brushes, some of like my ride or die, have to have brushes. I love these brushes so much. Some of these brushes I actually have duplicates of because I have like a panic attack if they're dirty and I can't clean them. So some of them I've like even gone out of my way to get doubles of. So that should tell you how much I really love them. So let's get started. You know what? Let's start with face brushes first. All right. My go-to foundation brush, they're all dirty because I use them for this look today and I love them so much. So that should show you how much I love them with how like dirty they are. All right, this is the Expert Face Brush. This is from the brand Real Techniques. I love this brand. And this is the brush that I like to buff my foundation in with. It's kind of domed right here. It's just the slightest bit pinched in the sides. I just love it. It distributes color well. It blends in like a dream. I love it. Before, I used to, let me see where it is. I know it's in here. I also love the e.l.f. powder brush. This is more like a flat kabuki style brush, and I really love this brush as well. But like, to be completely honest with you, since I've discovered this brush, this has just taken over as my holy grail. So definitely this one. To apply powder, I love the e.l.f. complexion brush. This is what it looks like. Now, I've always said, you see, it's kind of pinched right here. It's a little tapered to the side. It's just to dip it in, to just put powder all over the face. It is amazing. You can even actually use this for a light contour. That's not what I use it for. I just love to powder my entire face with it and like set my foundation and set my concealer with. Now, I've always said the same thing. You do not need to have, like, you don't need to follow the directions or the labeling on the brush. If you find a brush that works for you and it's multi-purpose, that's even better. That's the joy of makeup, is that you can be so creative even with your tools. So again, this is the e.l.f. complexion brush, another one of my go-tos. For blush, I love using the e.l.f. stipple brush. Now, e.l.f. does have two of them. This is the regular stipple brush, and they also have a small stipple brush, and this is the smaller one. Now, for applying, Now, for applying blush, I love this brush. It took me I had such a difficult time really finding the perfect brush to like fit perfectly on my cheek and just to blend in my blush so seamlessly. And I love this brush for that. It's just so amazing. It's soft. It picks up, at least for me, it picks up the perfect amount of color, whether it's a more pigmented blush or whether it's something a little bit more subdued and something a little bit more light. I just love this brush for blush. All right, another Sonia Cash. No, this is not Sonia Cash. This is Real Techniques. I'm sorry. This is the, what's the name of this one? This is the blush brush. You see how fluffy and like it is just, all of these brushes, they're just like so soft. They retain their shape beautifully. I love them so much. Now, this is the blush brush. Now, I use this brush to actually apply bronzer with. Now, I've mentioned to you guys before, because of my complexion and because of the shape of my face, I naturally have high cheekbones already. So I really don't go overboard when it comes to the contour. But when I just want to just apply just a very light amount of bronzer and just kind of warm up the perimeter of my face and just add a little tiny bit of definition. This brush is perfect because it like just goes up to a perfect little tip. I can just add just the most gentle amount just right in here in the hollows of the cheeks and just warm up my forehead to like make my big old forehead look a little bit smaller. And I love this brush for that. And every once in a while, I'll use this as a setting brush as well. This is a great setting brush as well. You know, I'll do that every once in a while and kind of blend everything out. If I notice I got a little bit heavy-handed with either my bronzer, my blush, or my highlight or whatever, you know, I'll just use this to kind of blend everything out. But yeah, this is another one of my very favorites. Now, the last face brush, it's another e.l.f. brush. This is the e.l.f. small tapered brush. This is what it looks like. Now, this brush, again, great for multi-purpose, but my go-to reason for using, hold on, I'm so sorry about that. It's, the kids, they're running amok. They like to fight. You guys, if you're a mom, you know the routine. So yeah, the last brush I was talking about, this is the e.l.f. small tapered brush. This is it right here. This brush, again, this is a great multi-purpose brush. You could use this to blend in your concealer. You can use this to set your concealer, which I have done and it works great. But my go-to purpose for this brush is to apply highlight. It just picks up the perfect amount of highlight and it just ever so gently places it exactly where I need it to be. It just fits my forehead perfectly. It just gets the perfect spot right above the cheekbone. If I need to put it on the tip of my nose, wherever it is that I'm gonna put it, this brush is amazing for highlight. I prefer this over a fan brush any day. I love it. You can go a little bit more heavy-handed if that's what you want to do, a little bit more light-handed, and it just places the product exactly where you want it to be, and I love it. So again, this is the e.l.f. small tapered brush. All right, now let's get into the eye brushes. Okay, to apply concealer, or if I'm going to apply concealer on my eyelid to cancel out the darkness in my eyes, or if I'm going to use an eyeshadow primer or an eyeshadow base, whatever it is that I'm going to use. I have mentioned this brush over and over again. This is the Crown Brush Oval Concealer Brush in the number C224. And this is it right here. This is a normal concealer brush. You would think that it's nothing special, but it's soft, it washes up really well, it distributes the product on my eyelid just perfectly, and I love it. I have more concealer brushes, but honestly, this one is my favorite. I don't know what it is. It's just, there's something about this one that works magically. All right, another favorite for my eyes is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. And this is what it looks like. Now, I have tried using this for concealer. This was not my favorite for concealer under the eyes, but I love to use this brush actually when I'm blending in an eyeshadow base like all over my eyelid. I love it. And I also, like I had said earlier, I have duplicates of these, so I'll use one to blend in the cream product, and then to set it, I'll just grab the other one, and then I'll just rotate back and forth. So yeah. So this is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. Now, a blending brush. This is the Sonia Kashuk number 109. I use this brush to apply the transition shade in my eyes. I also use this if I need to buff anything out, if I just need to blend, you know, the harsh lines out. But this is the perfect, like, it's fluffy, it picks up color, it distributes color very evenly, This, I love this brush. I have multiples of these and I just love it. I'm very curious to try more Sonia Kashuk brushes because I've heard amazing things about their entire brush line. I just haven't gotten around to trying any more, but I am very, very curious. If you guys actually have any other recommendations for brushes, feel free to let me know down below because I love to try new brushes. Brushes, I don't know, they're my thing. I love brushes. So the last three are Avon brushes. Now this is actually from the Mark line. This is the all over shadow brush, Ombre Express. I love to use this brush. If you see, it's just a little tapered at the end as well. I love to use this brush to pack color on my eyelid. It's not too big, it's not too small. Whether I'm using matte shadows or satin, or if I'm using metallic and really like glittery shadows, this brush picks up the product, distributes the product very, very evenly, perfectly. I don't have so much fallout with this brush, which I really, really appreciate. I've noticed, you know, I love to pick up tips here and there, and I know that some people say that it's best to use your finger sometimes when you're picking up more metallic shadows, and you know, I don't mind doing it. I find that works really well. It works really well too, but this brush, I just feel like I never have to really fuss too much when I'm using it, and I really appreciate that. And this is the Avon crease brush. This is what it looks like. I love to use this brush for what it's intended for the crease. I love to use this when I'm getting in really detailed crease work. I love to use this brush just like the rest of them. All of these brushes that I'm talking about, they all not only are great for multi-purpose brushes, but they all clean up really well. They all retain their shape really well, which is very, very important. And I clean my brushes at least once a week. So yeah, this is just another one. It's a much smaller crease brush, so you can really get very detailed in your work when you're doing it. If you're trying to do something a little bit more fancy, this is a great brush to do it. And last but not least, this is the Avon eyeliner brush. Now this brush, this is a dual-ended brush. This is the other end of it. This side is actually great if you want to do, if you want to add some color in the inner corner, or again, if you want to do something a little bit more detailed. This end of the brush is fabulous. And then the actual eyeliner part, oh my goodness. This is not only fabulous, you see, it's very tight. If that didn't sound right. This brush, it is amazing if you are using gel. If you're using a gel eyeliner, this brush will leave the sharpest, just most precise wing. It gets really, really close to the lash line without the little hairs just like flaring out, which that really, really annoys me when that happens. So I really, really love this brush to apply my gel eyeliner, or I even love it when I'm using powder products on my eyebrows, or if I'm using a pomade. Again, I have multiples of these, so I have one thrown aside for my eyeliner or for my gel eyeliner, and then I have another one for pomades, another one for powders. So yeah, this is just a great, great multi-purpose brush, and I love it. So there it is. All right, and that is it. Those are some of my go-to ride or die holy grail brushes. I still have a lot of other brushes that I use, but honestly, I find myself that when I'm in a pinch or I'm trying to pack light, if I'm going wherever or doing whatever, those are my go-tos that I just can't live without. So why don't you guys let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what some of your favorite brushes are, or if you have any recommendations for other brushes. I would love to hear it. And thank you guys so much. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.